Okay, so maybe you saw the video title and are watching this being like, what's up with this guy? But hear me out. I like Bubsy. Like, unironically, I like this character. As a little kid, I got the first Bubsy game for my Genesis back when it was still pretty new. And then Bubsy 2 not long after that. I mean, I never thought these games were on the same level as Sonic or Mario, but I actually did enjoy these games back in the day. Before I talk about the originals though, I have to bring up Bubsy 3D. Don't worry, I am not going to defend Bubsy 3D here. This game is shit. The only credit that I can really give to this is that there weren't really any standards for 3D platformers at the time it was being developed. It's funny, they brought it to the Consumer Electronics Show where a certain other game known as Super Mario 64 was also being shown off. The head of the project, Michael Berlin, saw Mario 64 there and was pretty much like, oh crap. The thing about Bubsy 3D though, is that it was so bad that it retroactively made Bubsy as a series seem like the worst thing ever. Well, Bubsy 3D in that awful cartoon pilot. I think what a lot of people don't realize though, is that the original Bubsy was actually received very positively back when it was first released. Just look at this review of the first Bubsy from the August 1993 issue of GamePro magazine. These are out of 5. This is a near perfect score for Bubsy. And personally, I don't think this game quite deserves scores that high, but it shows that people actually did like Bubsy. And yeah, I have a lot of really fond memories with the first Bubsy. I like the characters and colorful environments, the music is pretty good, and Bubsy was gliding even before Knuckles did it. Maybe Sega copied them. And you know what? I thought it was really cool that Bubsy actually talked. Not a lot of characters did that back then. I also enjoyed his dumb one-liners.
What could possibly go wrong? More like a bridge too short. Shouldn't that be fearless? Uh-oh.
But I can't deny that the one-hit deaths really suck in this game. It's not very forgiving, so I was only ever able to make it maybe halfway through the game as a kid. And then, Bubsy 2 came out in 1994, and that one was also received pretty positively. I liked this one as a kid too, but not quite as much as Bubsy 1. The music is kinda crappy in this game, and the level design is all over the place. But despite all that, I still had fun with it. There was also a Bubsy game for the Atari Jaguar that no one played, including me, so I have nothing to say about it. And then came Bubsy 3D. And yeah, everyone knows how terrible this game is. There isn't really anything I could say here that hasn't already been said a million times before, so you get the point. I still have it though. So yeah, once YouTubers talking about video games started being a thing, this game was a prime target for ridicule. Which is totally fair. Again, this game is really bad. But Bubsy 3D, and again that terrible cartoon pilot, kind of made everyone retroactively hate the Bubsy series as a whole. And I'm just like, wait, no, the originals aren't that bad. And for many years after that, the Bubsy series was kind of considered just an old dead series at that point. But then in 2017, out of freaking nowhere, came Bubsy the Woolly Strike Back. I bought this game too. This game is pretty mediocre. Like, it plays fine, and some of the music is actually pretty good. But it does look pretty ugly, especially by PS4 standards. And it's insultingly short. I was finished with it maybe within an hour. So Bubsy's grand return was... The music though, like here, listen to this song from one of the space levels. It might not scream Bubsy, but it is catchy as hell. Well, apparently the Woolly Strike Back sold well enough to warrant another game, because 2 years later in 2019, we got Bubsy Paws on Fire. And you know what? This is legitimately a good game. It was made by the same team that made the Bit Trip Runner games, and they did a pretty good job here. It's a rhythm-based platformer instead of a traditional one, but for what it is, I really like it. I can confidently say that Paws on Fire is the best Bubsy game by quite a bit. I know that isn't the highest bar to clear, but still. This one's not too long either, but it's good fun. It's still available on Switch, PlayStation, and PC, so you might want to check it out. I can actually recommend this one.
I haven't felt this young since Bubsy 1!
And as of this video, that's the last Bubsy game, with no new games having yet been announced. And sadly, our favorite Bobcat did not make it onto the roster of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. I was rooting for him. Only time will tell if we'll be seeing more of Bubsy in the future, but if we don't, then at least the series went out on a high note. Well, hopefully this video shed some light on why I like Bubsy, and that the series as a whole isn't necessarily absolute shit. But as for the reception it has, I get it. I don't think I'm gonna change a lot of people's minds here, and that's okay. I'll keep spreading my love for Bubsy anyway. I mean, what could possibly go wrong? Thank you for watching, and I hope you all have a hat-stacking good day.